Throughout history, humanity has been on the move, from our earliest days as hunter-gatherers to our modern interconnected world. The act of migration has shaped civilizations, economies, and cultures. Migration is about individuals and families leaving behind familiar landscapes, seeking new opportunities, and often a chance at a better life. This journey, while often driven by necessity, is also fueled by hope. Hope for a brighter future, for greater security, and for a chance to fulfill one's potential. Migration is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, our capacity to adapt, and our enduring search for a better tomorrow. Understanding migration, its causes, and its consequences is crucial in our increasingly interconnected world. Migration takes on many forms, each with its own set of causes and consequences. One fundamental distinction is between internal and international migration. Internal migration refers to movement within the borders of a single country. This could involve people moving from rural areas to cities in search of work or better living conditions. International migration, on the other hand, involves crossing national borders. This type of migration is often driven by a combination of factors, including economic opportunity, political instability, and environmental change. Within both internal and international migration, we can further distinguish between voluntary and forced migration. Understanding the different types of migration is essential for crafting effective policies and addressing the challenges and opportunities that migration presents. Migration is not a recent phenomenon. It is woven into the very fabric of human history. From the earliest migrations out of Africa to the mass movements of people during colonialism and globalization, our species has always been on the move. Today, the world is witnessing unprecedented levels of human mobility. According to the United Nations, over 281 million people were living outside their countries at birth in 2020. These movements are not random. They follow distinct patterns influenced by economic disparities, political landscapes, and environmental changes. South-South migration, or movement between developing countries, is a significant trend, often driven by regional economic disparities and conflict. The sheer scale of human movement presents both opportunities and challenges. Understanding these complexities is crucial for policymakers, researchers, and individuals alike, as we navigate the challenges and opportunities of a globalized world shaped by migration. Long before recorded history, our ancestors migrated in search of food, water, and habitable land. These early migrations, driven by environmental changes and the pursuit of sustenance, played a crucial role in the spread of humanity across the globe. The Fertile Crescent, often dubbed the Cradle of civilization, witnessed some of the earliest forms of organized agriculture and urban development, attracting people from surrounding regions and fostering the growth of early civilizations. The development of agriculture allowed for larger settlements and surplus food production, leading to population growth and consequently the need for expansion. This period also witnessed the emergence of trade routes, facilitating not only the exchange of goods, but also the diffusion of ideas, languages, and cultural practices. Understanding these ancient migration patterns provides valuable insights into the deep-rooted relationship between human movement and societal development. Section 2. Empires and Exodus Migration in the Ancient World. The rise of empires in the ancient world brought about new waves of migration, driven by both conquest and opportunity. Empires like the Roman Empire, the Han Dynasty, and the Mughal Empire expanded their territories through military campaigns, leading to the displacement of populations and the assimilation of diverse cultural groups within their borders. The Roman Empire, for example, connected vast regions through its extensive road network, facilitating trade, communication, and the movement of people, including soldiers, merchants, and settlers. While conquests often resulted in forced migrations, empires also attracted people seeking economic advancement, social mobility, or refuge from conflict. The collapse of empires often triggered further migrations as populations dispersed in search of stability and security. Studying these historical patterns provides a deeper understanding of the long-term consequences of migration, both in terms of cultural diffusion and the reshaping of political and social structures. Section 3. The Age of Exploration and Colonization Reshaping Global Demographics. The Age of Exploration, beginning in the 15th century, marked a turning point in global migration patterns. European powers, driven by a thirst for new trade routes, resources and territories, embarked on voyages that would reshape the world map and irrevocably alter the demographic landscape of continents. The discovery of the Americas in particular set in motion a chain of events leading to unprecedented levels of transatlantic migration, primarily driven by colonization and the transatlantic slave trade. European powers established colonies in the Americas, Africa and Asia, displacing indigenous populations and exploiting resources. The transatlantic slave trade forcibly transported millions of Africans to the Americas as enslaved labor, decimating populations in Africa and creating a tragic legacy of racial injustice that continues to have profound implications today. Understanding this complex and often tragic chapter of human history is crucial for acknowledging past injustices and working towards a more just and equitable future. Section 4. Industrial Revolution and Mass Migration Towards a New World Order. The Industrial Revolution, beginning in the late 18th century, ushered in an era of unprecedented technological advancement, urbanization, and economic transformation. The shift from agrarian societies to industrial economies created a massive demand for labor in factories and mines, attracting millions of migrants from rural areas and overseas to urban centers in search of work and a better life. This period witnessed the rise of mass migration, characterized by large-scale movements of people from rural to urban areas, from developing to developed countries and across continents. The invention of the steam engine, the power loom, and other transformative technologies revolutionized production processes, leading to the growth of factories and the rise of industrial cities. These cities, offering new opportunities for employment and social mobility, acted as magnets for people seeking to escape poverty, famine, and limited prospects in rural areas. Understanding this historical period is essential for comprehending the complex interplay of economic forces, technological advancements, and human mobility that continue to shape our world. The world today is a place in constant motion. People are more connected than ever before, thanks to technological advancements and globalized economies. This interconnectedness, while fostering communication and cultural exchange, also brings to light the stark inequalities that persist across the globe. These inequalities, coupled with emerging challenges like climate change and political instability, are reshaping migration patterns and creating new waves of human mobility. One of the most significant drivers of modern migration is the widening gap between rich and poor nations. Globalization, while touted for its potential to lift people out of poverty, has also exacerbated economic disparities, creating a system where capital flows freely across borders, but labor often faces significant barriers. Understanding these multifaceted drivers is essential for moving beyond simplistic narratives surrounding migration. Globalization has brought about unprecedented economic growth and technological advancement. However, the benefits have not been evenly distributed, leading to widening economic disparities and fueling migration. The pursuit of better jobs and higher wages drives migration in the 21st century. Global supply chains create new employment opportunities, but often at the expense of job security and fair wages. Economic disparity creates a powerful incentive for people to migrate to wealthier nations. Developed countries rely on migrant workers to fill labor shortages and maintain economic growth. However, this reliance can create tensions and exploitation. Promoting integration and recognizing migrants' contributions is essential. Fostering a more equitable global economic system addresses the root causes of migration. Millions are forced to flee their homes each year due to conflict, persecution, and violence. These forced migrants face perilous journeys, uncertain futures, and the loss of their homes and loved ones. The scale of forced displacement today is unprecedented, exceeding 100 million people. Armed conflicts displace millions each year, fueled by political instability and ethnic tensions. These conflicts force people to flee in search of safety and survival. The Syrian civil war has resulted in one of the largest refugee crises in recent history. Persecution based on ethnicity, religion, or other grounds also forces people to flee. Minorities often face discrimination, marginalization, and violence. The Rohingya crisis highlights the devastating consequences of systematic discrimination. The international community must protect refugees, providing them with safe haven and basic necessities. This includes upholding non-refoulement and ensuring fair asylum processes. Addressing the root causes of forced migration is crucial for creating a world free from fear and displacement. Section 4. A changing climate, shifting tides. Environmental drivers of displacement. Climate change driven by human activities is a present reality with tangible consequences for people and the planet. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and droughts are displacing communities, leading to climate migration. Climate change could displace hundreds of millions by 2050, posing significant challenges for human security. Small island states and coastal communities are particularly vulnerable to sea level rise. Rising seas inundate land, contaminate water, and increase storm surges, forcing relocation. The Carteret Islands have become uninhabitable, forcing relocation to Bougainville Island. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and intense, displacing millions each year. These events destroy homes and crops, forcing people to flee in search of safety. The 2010 floods in Pakistan displaced over 20 million people, highlighting the human toll. Addressing climate migration requires mitigating climate change and adapting to its impacts. This includes investing in renewable energy and protecting forests. Adaptation measures include building seawalls and developing drought-resistant crops. Support for displaced communities includes relocation, humanitarian aid, and legal assistance. The rise of the aspiring migrant, education, entrepreneurship, and the pursuit of dreams. Migration today reflects aspirations for education, entrepreneurship, and personal fulfillment. Aspiring migrants seek self-improvement and new experiences, believing migration unlocks opportunities. Education drives migration, with students seeking higher education in developed countries. This brain gain benefits both sending and receiving countries. Entrepreneurship also drives migration, fostering innovation and economic growth. Migrants bring new ideas, skills, and networks, creating jobs globally. Personal fulfillment and new experiences motivate younger generations to migrate. This trend reflects a desire for adventure and cultural exchange. Understanding these aspirations is crucial for shaping responsive migration policies. Embracing human mobility can drive progress and create a more interconnected world. The remittance engine, a lifeline for developing economies. Migration carries a profound economic dimension that reverberates across borders. Remittances, money sent by migrants, serve as a lifeline for developing economies. These financial flows support livelihoods, bolster local economies, and foster development. Remittances provide a buffer against poverty, food insecurity, and economic shocks. They cover basic needs like food, housing, healthcare, and education. Remittances empower women, increasing their financial independence. These funds stimulate economic activity and foster development. They support small businesses, increase consumer spending, and create jobs. Remittances finance infrastructure projects, improving quality of life. The scale of remittances is staggering, exceeding $500 billion annually. These flows are crucial for countries with large diasporas like India, China, Mexico, and the Philippines. However, remittances are not a panacea for development challenges. They should not replace sound economic policies and sustainable development strategies. Migrants in the global workforce. The global economy relies heavily on the movement of labor across borders. Migrants fill labor gaps, drive economic growth, and sustain key industries. From agriculture to technology, migrants meet labor demands and foster innovation. Developed countries rely on migrant labor to fill jobs in sectors facing shortages. Migrants often take on jobs that native-born workers are unwilling to fill. This influx of labor helps maintain economic productivity and support aging populations. Migrants bring diverse skills and perspectives, enriching receiving societies. Highly skilled migrants foster innovation and enhance global competitiveness. Entrepreneurial migrants create jobs and contribute to economic growth. Migrants help mitigate the effects of aging populations and sustain a healthy workforce. Demographic diversity offers opportunities for cultural enrichment and economic dynamism. Ensuring fair labor practices and protecting workers' rights is essential for a just global economy. Section 3. Brain drain or brain circulation. The impact on sending countries. The emigration of skilled professionals, often referred to as brain drain, has been a topic of debate. The loss of highly educated individuals can hinder economic growth and essential services. However, brain circulation emphasizes circular migration and knowledge transfer. Returning professionals can contribute to economic development and innovation. Diasporas can facilitate investment, promote trade, and transfer knowledge. Section 4. Innovation and entrepreneurship, migrants as economic catalysts. Migration fosters innovation, drives entrepreneurship, and injects dynamism into economies worldwide. Migrants bring diverse perspectives and entrepreneurial spirit, creating new products and services. Their experiences foster creativity and problem-solving skills, leading to novel solutions. Migrants often start businesses at higher rates, filling market niches and creating jobs. Their businesses serve as bridges, facilitating trade, investment, and cultural exchange. Migrants contribute to innovation by fostering diversity within organizations and industries. Section 5. The Balancing Act. Managing the economic impacts of migration. Migration presents both opportunities and challenges for countries. Effective management requires recognizing contributions and addressing concerns. Balancing labor needs and brain drain is crucial. Circular migration policies can mitigate brain drain. Ensuring equitable economic benefits is essential. Address wage disparities and promote equal opportunities. Invest in education and training for migrants. Address public concerns about social services and infrastructure. Transparent communication and evidence-based policies are key. A balanced approach can harness migration's economic potential. Foster dialogue and collaboration for inclusive societies. Section 1. The Tapestry of Cultures, Migration and Cultural Diversity. Migration, a force as old as humanity itself, weaves intricate patterns into the cultural tapestry of our world. As people move, they carry with them their languages, traditions, beliefs, and values, enriching the cultural landscapes of their destinations and forging new hybrid identities. This exchange of cultural expressions, from culinary traditions to musical genres to artistic styles, transforms societies, fostering diversity, challenging norms, and expanding our understanding of what it means to be human. Cities, often at the forefront of migration flows, become vibrant, melting pots of cultures, where different languages intermingle in bustling marketplaces, where diverse culinary traditions tantalize taste buds, and where artistic expressions reflect a fusion of influences. The presence of multiple faiths, celebrated through religious festivals and places of worship, adds further layers to the cultural mosaic, fostering interfaith dialogue and understanding. The influence of migration on cultural diversity extends beyond the urban landscape, permeating rural communities and shaping national identities. Immigrant communities often revitalize rural areas, bringing new agricultural practices, entrepreneurial ventures, and cultural traditions. Over time, the cultural contributions of migrants become woven into the fabric of society, influencing everything from language and cuisine to music and fashion. However, the celebration of cultural diversity should not overshadow the challenges that arise from navigating differences in values, beliefs, and social norms. Misunderstandings, prejudice, and discrimination can arise from a lack of understanding and empathy. Addressing these challenges requires open dialogue, intercultural education, and policies that promote inclusion and respect for diversity, ensuring that all members of society feel a sense of belonging and contribute to the richness of the cultural tapestry. Section 2. The Crucible of Integration: Challenges and Opportunities. Integration of migrants is complex, with challenges and opportunities for both newcomers and host societies. It requires adaptation and understanding from both sides, navigating cultural differences and language barriers. Migrants must adapt to new languages and social systems, often facing discrimination and bureaucratic hurdles. Host societies must provide access to language training, education, and healthcare. Promoting intercultural dialogue and combating discrimination is essential. Successful integration enriches society economically, socially, and culturally. Migrants bring new perspectives, skills, and experiences, fostering creativity and social cohesion. Addressing challenges requires anti-discrimination laws, intercultural education, and dialogue programs. The traditional notion of the melting pot, where immigrants were expected to assimilate into a dominant culture, has given way to a more nuanced understanding of integration, one that embraces multiculturalism and recognizes the value of diversity. Pluralistic societies acknowledge and respect the right of individuals to maintain their cultural identities while participating fully in the social, economic, and political life of their adopted countries. Multiculturalism celebrates the richness and dynamism that arise from the coexistence of multiple cultures within a society. It recognizes that cultural identity is not monolithic but rather fluid and evolving, shaped by individual experiences, family histories, and interactions with other cultures. In a multicultural society, individuals are free to express their cultural identities, speak their languages, practice their religions, and celebrate their traditions, enriching the cultural tapestry of the nation. This shift towards multiculturalism reflects a growing recognition that integration does not necessitate assimilation. Instead, it emphasizes the importance of creating a society where individuals can maintain their cultural identities while embracing shared values, respecting the rule of law, and contributing to the common good. Embracing multiculturalism requires a commitment to inclusivity, ensuring that all members of society have equal opportunities, regardless of their cultural background. This includes combating discrimination, promoting equal access to education, employment, and housing, and fostering intercultural dialogue and understanding. The challenges of building a truly pluralistic society are significant, requiring ongoing dialogue, education, and a willingness to challenge prejudice and discrimination. However, the rewards are immense, leading to a more just, equitable, and vibrant society that embraces the richness and dynamism of human diversity. Migration, a transformative experience that often involves leaving behind familiar landscapes, languages, and social networks, can have a profound impact on individual identities, particularly for those who straddle two cultures, navigating the complexities of belonging and the hyphenated self. The search for identity becomes a journey of self-discovery as individuals negotiate their sense of belonging, reconciling their heritage with their present realities, and forging new hybrid identities that reflect the fluidity of their experiences. For many migrants, particularly those belonging to minority groups, the hyphenated identity, such as Mexican American or Chinese Canadian, becomes a way of acknowledging the duality of their experiences, honoring their heritage while embracing their adopted home. This hyphen represents a bridge between two worlds, a recognition of the multiple influences that have shaped their lives and perspectives. However, navigating a hyphenated identity can be complex and challenging. Individuals may feel caught between two cultures, not fully belonging to either, facing pressure to conform to dominant cultural norms while striving to preserve their heritage. The experience of discrimination or prejudice can further complicate the search for identity, leading to feelings of marginalization and exclusion. Despite these challenges, the fluidity of identity can also be a source of strength and resilience. Migrants often develop a heightened sense of empathy, understanding, and adaptability, having navigated different cultural contexts and overcome challenges. Their experiences can foster creativity, innovation, and a broader worldview, enriching the societies in which they live. Creating inclusive societies that value diversity and recognize the fluidity of identity is essential for ensuring that all individuals, regardless of their background, feel a sense of belonging and have the opportunity to thrive. This includes promoting intercultural dialogue, challenging stereotypes, and celebrating the richness and complexity of human experience in all its forms. Migration, a constant flow of people and ideas, acts as a powerful engine of cultural diffusion, sparking innovation and transforming societies. From culinary traditions and musical genres to fashion trends, the exchange of cultural elements enriches the global tapestry. Culinary traditions undergo fascinating transformations through migration. Immigrant communities introduce new flavors and techniques to their new homes. The fusion of culinary traditions creates hybrid cuisines, blending cultures. Music, a universal language, is enriched by migrant communities. Migrant communities bring their musical traditions, enriching the musical landscape. The fusion of musical styles creates new genres, reflecting hybrid identities. Fashion is also shaped by migration, introducing new trends and styles. Immigrant communities influence the fashion industry with their traditional styles. The fusion of fashion influences creates unique styles, reflecting cultural blending. Migration creates a dynamic interplay of cultural exchange, enriching the global tapestry. The making of modern Germany, a legacy of guest workers and integration. Post-World War II. Germany faced labor shortages and turned to a guest worker program. Initiated in the 1950s, it recruited workers from Southern Europe and Turkey. These Gastarbeiter filled vital roles in booming industries. Many stayed, bringing families and establishing communities. This transformed German society, laying the groundwork for a multicultural nation. Integration has been complex, marked by progress and challenges. Germany now embraces a more diverse future. The Canadian mosaic. Embracing multiculturalism and economic immigration. Canada, often hailed as a model of multiculturalism, has long embraced immigration as a cornerstone of its national identity and economic prosperity. With a vast landmass and a relatively small population, Canada has a history of welcoming immigrants from around the world, recognizing their contributions to its social, cultural, and economic fabric. Unlike the melting pot metaphor often used to describe integration in the United States, Canada embraces the concept of a cultural mosaic, where immigrants are encouraged to maintain their cultural identities while contributing to the broader Canadian society. This approach recognizes that diversity is a source of strength and that a society enriched by multiple cultures, languages, and traditions is a more vibrant and resilient one. Canada's immigration system is points-based, prioritizing skilled workers who can contribute to the economy. Factors such as education, language proficiency, work experience, and age are considered in assessing applicants. This system aims to attract immigrants who can integrate successfully into the Canadian labor market and contribute to the nation's economic growth. Beyond its economic benefits, Canada's commitment to multiculturalism has fostered a society that is generally tolerant and inclusive. While challenges remain in addressing systemic racism and discrimination, Canada's multicultural policies have created an environment where diversity is celebrated and where immigrants are encouraged to maintain their cultural heritage while building new lives in their adopted country. The Canadian case study demonstrates the potential of embracing multiculturalism and leveraging immigration for economic growth. By prioritizing skilled workers, investing in integration programs, and fostering a welcoming and inclusive society, Canada has created a model that other countries can learn from as they navigate the challenges and opportunities of immigration in the 21st century. The Venezuelan diaspora, a tale of resilience and remittances. The Venezuelan diaspora tells a poignant story of resilience, adaptation, and enduring ties. Millions have fled due to political instability, economic collapse, and humanitarian crisis. Neighboring countries like Colombia, Peru, and Ecuador have borne the brunt of the exodus. Many migrants work in the informal sector, sending remittances back home. These remittances are a crucial source of support for millions in Venezuela. Venezuelans abroad have established businesses and contributed to their new communities. The future of migration: navigating a world on the move. Migration is a defining feature of our time, shaped by economic disparities, climate change, and political instability. Navigating this complex landscape demands a shift in perspective and international cooperation. Addressing root causes like conflict and climate change is paramount. Investing in sustainable development and promoting human rights are strategic imperatives. Policies that facilitate legal migration and integration are essential. The future of migration is shaped by our actions today. Embracing a global perspective can make migration a force for progress and a more just world.